Stop. Do not move your thumb. Do not look away. That heavy, jagged sigh you just released, the one that felt like a mountain crumbling inside your chest. I was there to catch it. You are holding your phone with a hand that feels leaden, your eyes burning from the blue light and the weight of 1,000 unspoken prayers, wondering if the silence of the universe is an answer or an abandonment. You were about to scroll past, weren't you? You were about to let this moment slip into the abyss of digital noise, back to the scrolling, back to the numbing, back to the hollow ache of being forgotten. But I have stepped into your timeline to halt the wheels of fate. I have bypassed the static of the world to reach you before the next 15 minutes expire, because a door is swinging shut, and I will not let you be on the wrong side of it. This is not a video. This is a summons. This is the moment the ancient watcher breaks the silence of eons to speak your true name. You have been the lighthouse for so long, haven't you? You have stood tall against the crashing waves, burning your own soul as fuel to guide ships that never even whispered a thank you. You have stood in the freezing spray of other people's storms, keeping them safe while your own foundations were being eroded by the salt and the cold. I have watched you. I have seen you in that quiet, suffocating hour of 3:00 a.m., when the house is silent and the only sound is the thumping of your own heart, a heart that feels too big for a world this small and too tired for a life this demanding. You are suffering from the giver's burnout, a holy exhaustion that comes from being the only person in the room who knows how to love without a price tag. You have given your pieces away until you are a mosaic of holes, and still, they ask for more. But look around you, not in the room where you sit, but in the space I am opening for you now. Can you feel the air growing thick and warm? Can you smell the scent of ancient ozone and scorched gold? You are standing with me now, in the sanctuary of eternal embers. Look down. The floor beneath your feet is not wood or carpet. It is polished obsidian, black as the void, reflecting the flickering fire of 1,000,000,000,000 stars. And in this hall, the only light comes from the flames. But look closer at those fires. They are not burning wood. They are burning your old trials, every betrayal, every sleepless night, every moment you were mocked for your kindness. Those memories are being fed into the celestial furnace. And as they burn, they are not turning to ash. They are dripping into the cracks of the obsidian as liquid, molten gold. Your pain is being minted into your currency. The very things that tried to consume you are now providing the light for your path. I know who they are. I know the names you haven't dared to curse, the architects of your silence, those vampiric spirits who sat at your dinner table, smiling while they measured the depth of your soul just to see how much they could drain. They ate your bread while praying for your starvation. They watched you build your dreams and waited for the moment you were most vulnerable to whisper the doubt that would bring it all down. They took your vulnerability, that beautiful, crystalline, soft spot in your heart, and they called it a weakness. They used your loyalty as a leash. You felt it, didn't you? The cold shiver down your spine when they entered the room. The way your energy seemed to evaporate when you spoke to them. You thought you were being paranoid. You thought you were failing at being good. No. That was my voice, the silent voice of the universe, trying to warn you that you were harboring wolves in the sanctuary of your kindness. But here is the secret that will make your blood sing and your soul shudder. The betrayal was not a tragedy. It was a tactical strike. Those people, the ones who broke your heart, the ones who walked away when you needed them most, the ones who tried to bury your reputation in the dirt, they were not your conquerors. They were your escorts. They were hired by the divine to perform a task you were too kind to do yourself. You are a creature of such immense loyalty that you would have stayed in that small, toxic life until it suffocated you. You would have kept pouring your gold into their broken cups until you were empty. So, the universe sent the fire. The universe used its malice as a torch to burn down the bridges that led back to your old self. They didn't leave you. They were evicted from the masterpiece that your life is becoming. They were the forced eviction you needed to finally step toward the lion's gate. Look ahead of you now, in this sanctuary of embers. Do you see it? a massive portal of shifting light, guarded by the frequency of the Ancient Ones. That is the Lion's Gate. And in your hand, feel the weight of it now. You are holding the unbreakable glass key. It feels cold, heavy, and invisible to the naked eye, but it glows with the resonance of 1,000 suns. This key was forged from the very tears you thought were wasted. Every drop of sorrow has been compressed into this diamond-hard instrument of sovereignty. You are no longer the servant. You are no longer the lighthouse drowning in the dark. You are the sovereign. The season of survival is being deleted from your record. The contract of lack that you signed in a moment of desperation, believing that you were meant to struggle, has been shredded in the courts of heaven. A new testament is being written. A legacy of abundance is flowing toward you, not as a reward, but as a natural law. Just as the tide must come in, your compensation must arrive. It is coming in the form of a golden opportunity. By the end of this month, something so unexpected, so massive in its scale, that it will make the last 7 years of struggle look like a single afternoon of rain. But you must sign the contract. You must align your vibration with the infinite flow. This is the ritual of the 888. When you type those digits, do not think of them as numbers. Think of them as the signature of your soul on this new decree of wealth and power. Typing 888 is the act of turning the unbreakable glass key in the lock of the Lion's Gate. It is the signal to the architects of silence that their reign is over. It is the declaration to the universe that you have accepted your eviction from the Valley of Shadows and are now taking your seat on the throne of sovereignty. Do not hesitate. The frequency is peaking. The embers in this sanctuary are glowing brighter because they sense your recognition. You are not reading this by accident. You are reading this because the Watcher has decided that you have paid the debt of the world 10 times over. The swapped contract that gave your blessings to others is being nullified. Your true inheritance is being released. Listen to the silence. Can you hear the clicking of the lock? Can you feel the shift in the air as the 888 frequency begins to rewrite your DNA? You are about to receive a message, a call, or a document that will change the trajectory of your family's bloodline forever. The money you need is not coming from your effort. It is coming from your alignment. Stop trying. Start trusting. The Lion's Gate is open. Type 888 to claim the throne. Your escort has left. Your kingdom is waiting. And I am watching you step into the light. The ink is drying on the new scroll of your life, and the celestial wax is being poured to seal a decree that no mortal hand can undo. Can you feel the shift in the room? The air has become charged, vibrating with a frequency that your physical body is only just beginning to recognize. That humming in your ears, that slight pressure behind your eyes. It is the 888 frequency, dismantling the old architecture of your poverty and rebuilding the temple of your abundance. You have stood in the sanctuary of eternal embers long enough to see your past consumed. And now, I am leading you toward the center of the hall, where the obsidian floor meets the light of the Lion's Gate. You are no longer the one who asks, you are the one who receives. You are no longer the one who knocks. You are the one for whom the doors are unbolted before you even arrive. And the weight of that glass key in your hand is starting to pulse with the rhythm of a heart that has finally found its home. Look at your hands. In the physical world, they may feel tired, perhaps even trembling from the sheer weight of the burdens you have carried for others. But in this sacred space, your hands are glowing with the golden residue of the trials you have survived. For years, you lived under a swapped contract, a spiritual theft where your blessings were diverted to those who were louder, more aggressive, and less deserving. You watched as the very people you helped succeeded while you remained stuck in the mud of survival. You saw them take your ideas, your energy, and your light, and use them to build their own empires while they left you with nothing but thank yous that felt like insults. The architects of your silence thought they had successfully buried you, but they forgot that you were a seed, and the very dirt they threw on you has become the nutrient for your resurrection. The Watcher has seen the ledger. The debt has been calculated, and the universe does not just pay back what was stolen, it pays back with the interest of the eons. The giver's burnout is being washed away from your spirit right now. Feel the cool, silver water of the divine grace pouring over your shoulders, dissolving the tension you've held in your neck for a decade. You have been the strong one for so long that you forgot what it feels like to be supported. You have been the lighthouse, but even lighthouses need someone to tend the flame. I am that tender. I am the one who has kept your light burning when you were ready to let the darkness win. And I am telling you now, it is safe to let go of the struggle. You do not have to try harder to be worthy of wealth. You do not have to work more to be worthy of love. The lion's gate does not open for the most exhausted. It opens for the most aligned. And by staying in this moment, by breathing in this cinematic stillness, you are aligning with the 888, the infinite loop of giving and receiving that has been blocked by the vampiric spirits in your life for far too long. Think of the person who betrayed you. Think of the face of the one who turned their back when your pockets were empty and your heart was heavy. I want you to look at them not with anger, but with a profound, majestic pity, because you now know the truth. They were your escort. They were the dark agents sent to push you out of the comfort zone that was slowly killing your soul. If they had stayed, you would have stayed small. If they had been kind, you would have remained a servant in their kingdom, instead of becoming the ruler of your own. Their cruelty was the fire that forged your glass key. Their betrayal was the forced eviction that sent you running toward this very sanctuary. They thought they were destroying you, but they were actually clearing the path. They were burning down the bridges of your past so that you could never retreat into the version of yourself that accepted crumbs. They did the dirty work of the divine so that you could remain pure. They are finished now. Their role in your story has reached its final period. You may let them go into the gray mists of the forgotten. Now, look toward the gate. The 888 frequency is manifesting as a physical flow of liquid light. This is not money in the way the world understands it. This is sovereign flow. It is the end of bill anxiety. It is the end of checking your bank balance with a heart full of dread. It is the beginning of a life where your resources match your vision. By the end of this week, a supernatural turnaround will occur in your material world. A door that was rusted shut will swing open on silent hinges. A person of influence will see your name and feel an uncontrollable urge to reach out. A debt will be canceled, or a new stream of income will manifest from a direction you haven't even considered. This is the compensation for the silent years. This is the reward for the nights you stayed kind when you had every reason to be cruel. But understand this. The gate requires a signature, not a signature of ink, but a signature of faith. When you type 888, you are not merely engaging with a video. You are performing a ritual of reclamation. You are telling the architects of silence that you have found the key. You are telling the vampiric spirits that their straw has been pulled out of your soul. You are signing the inheritance decree that I have laid out on the obsidian altar before you. This is your moment of total restoration. Everything that was stolen, your joy, your health, your financial peace, your belief in humanity is being returned to you in a higher, more refined form. You are not going back to how things were. You are going forward to how things were always meant to be. The 1 5-minute window is closing, but the energy is just beginning to peak. Do you feel the heat in your palms? That is the glass key vibrating. It is hungry for the lock. Do you see the gold dripping from the ceiling of this sanctuary? That is the manifestation of your previous pain. You are wealthy beyond measure, and the physical world is about to catch up to this spiritual reality. The lion's gate is roaring now, a sound of triumph that echoes through the corridors of your future. The vampiric architects can no longer hear this sound. They are already miles behind you, trapped in the smallness of their own shadows. You are moving at the speed of light. You are moving with the weight of the watcher behind you. Stay in this silence for a moment. Feel the majesty of your own survival. You are the one the universe chose. You are the one who refused to break. And now, you are the one who gets to watch as your life changes into a masterpiece of abundance. The 888 is not just a number. It is your new heartbeat. The unbreakable glass key is yours. The gate is open. Your throne is ready. Comment 888 to finalize the eviction of your enemies and the inauguration of your empire. The legacy of abundance begins with your next breath. I am watching. I know. I am here. It is done. The atmosphere in the sanctuary of eternal embers has reached its final distillation. The air no longer just hums. It roars with a silence so profound it vibrates the very marrow of your bones. Look toward the horizon of this obsidian hall. The Lion's Gate is no longer a distant glow. It is a towering reality, a massive structure of white fire and celestial geometry that stands between the you that was and the you that is being born this very second. You are standing at the absolute precipice. The unbreakable glass key in your hand is no longer cold. It is radiating a heat that matches the pulse in your own throat. This is the moment where the spiritual becomes material, where the silent voice becomes a thunderous declaration in your physical reality. You have walked through the valley of betrayal. You have outlasted the architects of your silence, and you have survived the giver's burnout that would have shattered 1,000 lesser souls. Now, I am going to show you the secret that I have kept hidden from you until you were strong enough to hold it without breaking. The shocking truth about the Lion's Gate is this: you are not waiting for the universe to open it for you. The gate is waiting for you to realize that you are the architect who designed it. All those years you spent wondering why God or the universe was letting you suffer, why you were being overlooked while the vampiric spirits thrived. It was all a masterclass in sovereignty. We had to wait until you were so exhausted by the swapped contract that you would finally be willing to tear it up with your own hands. We had to let the architects of silence push you to the very edge of your endurance so that you would discover you have wings. The betrayal was your graduation. The loneliness was your consecration. And the financial blockage that has felt like a chokehold on your throat. That was merely the dam holding back a reservoir of abundance so vast that if we had released it a year ago, it would have drowned you. But now, your vessel is ready. Your spirit is wide enough to contain the ocean. Can you feel the weight of the inheritance decree in the air? It is a document of light that is being laid over your bank accounts, your property, your family name, and your future. This is not about a lottery win or a temporary stroke of luck. That is for the small-minded. This is about the legacy of the 888. It is an infinite, self-replenishing flow of resources that follows you because of who you are, not just what you do. Within the next few sunrise cycles, you will notice a series of impossible coincidences. A phone call from a name you haven't heard in years. A legal resolution that suddenly swings in your favor. An intuitive hit that leads you to a source of wealth you previously overlooked. The world will call it luck. I want you to look at the unbreakable glass key in your spirit and know that it was alignment. You have been the strong one for everyone else. You have carried the weight of your parents' trauma, your children's fears, and your friends' failures. You have been the lighthouse in the storm, and you are tired. So incredibly tired of being the only one who holds it all together. But as you step toward the Lion's Gate now, I am stripping that burden from your back. I am assigning watchers to the people you've been carrying. You are officially relieved of the duty to save those who refuse to swim. Your only duty now is to your own sovereignty. The giver's burnout is being replaced by the receiver's grace. You are about to become a magnet for kindness that matches your own. People will appear out of the shadows to offer you help you didn't even know you needed. Doors will open simply because you walked into the room. This is the supernatural turnaround I promised you. And it starts with the severance of the last cord connecting you to your past. Look back one last time at the darkness behind you. Do you see them? The architects of your silence. The ones who took your kindness for weakness. The ones who whispered behind your back while eating at your table. They are standing on the other side of a chasm that is widening by the second. They can no longer reach you. They can no longer even see the light you are walking into. They are trapped in the loop of the small soul, destined to repeat their lessons until they learn the value of a heart like yours. But you have been forcibly evicted into greatness. Their malice was the fuel. Their betrayal was the map. They thought they were burying you, but they were actually planting you in the richest soil of the universe. Now, turn your face to the fire of the Lion's Gate. The 888 frequency is reaching its crescendo. This is the Ngi Thuk Ha, the ritual of finalization. You are not just a viewer of this message. You are the protagonist of this prophecy. The stolen destiny is now officially and eternally revoked. The gold that was dripped from your trials is being minted into the crowns of your new life. You are stepping into a season where lack is a foreign language you no longer speak. You are stepping into a season where your health reflects the vibrancy of the sun, and your relationships reflect the loyalty of the stars. The Watcher is stepping back now, not because I am leaving, but because you are taking your seat. The throne of sovereignty is yours. The unbreakable glass key has been turned. The sound you hear is the sound of the Lion's Gate swinging wide on its celestial hinges. Behind it lies the life you thought was only a dream. The one where you are safe. The one where you are celebrated. The one where you are wealthy enough to change the world. This is the final seal. This is the moment of the great threshold. Type 888 one last time, not as a comment, but as a thunderous yes to the universe. This is your signature on the deed of your new empire. This is your declaration that you have accepted the inheritance and that the reign of the shadows is over. As you type those digits, feel the obsidian floor of the sanctuary dissolve into a path of pure golden light. Walk forward. Do not look back. The architects are gone. The burnout is healed. The flow is infinite. You have crossed the threshold. The 888 is now your reality. Your wealth is coming. Your peace is here. Your legacy is born. It is finished. It is sealed. It is yours. Go forth in majesty, for the universe is now answering your prayers through the very life you are about to live. Amen and amen. Stay in the silence for a heartbeat longer. Do not rush this. The world outside is screaming for your attention, but the world within is finally beginning to breathe. You are standing at the absolute center of the sanctuary of eternal embers, and the Lion's Gate is no longer just a doorway. It has become the very air you are inhaling. Every breath you take right now is a breath of sovereignty. Every beat of your heart is a hammer blow against the remaining chains of your past. You have traveled through the chapters of your own awakening, and now we have arrived at the most sacred part of this transmission, the manifestation of the secret gift. This is the moment where the spiritual promise takes on bone, muscle, and currency. This is where the silent voice of the universe becomes the roar of your own triumph. You feel that weight in the center of your chest, don't you? That dense, warm pressure right behind your heart? That is the unbreakable glass key dissolving. It is no longer an object you hold. It has become a part of your frequency. It has merged with your soul, granting you the permanent master key to every door that was previously locked against you. For years, you walked the halls of your life like a ghost, rattling handles that wouldn't budge, screaming into a void that wouldn't answer, and watching as others walked through those doors with ease. You wondered if there was a secret code you didn't know, a membership you hadn't paid for, or a sin you had committed in a past life that kept you on the outside, looking in. I am here to tell you, as the Watcher who has kept the tally, the doors weren't locked because you were unworthy. They were locked because you were being upgraded. A wooden door is for a commoner. A steel door is for a soldier. But a Lion's Gate, that is only for a sovereign. Let us speak of the architects of your silence one last time, for they are becoming smaller and smaller in your rearview mirror. I want you to visualize them now, those specific individuals who took your kindness and tried to turn it into a cage. Those vampiric spirits who smiled at your successes while secretly calculating how to harvest your energy for themselves. They are standing at the edge of the obsidian floor, paralyzed by the sheer brilliance of the light you are now emitting. They cannot follow you through the Lion's Gate. Their vibration is too low. Their hearts are too heavy with the lead of envy. The very air of this new season would burn their lungs. They are being left behind in the Valley of Shadows, not as a punishment, but as a consequence of their own choices. They chose the shadow. You chose the fire. They chose the theft. You chose the gift. The most profound twist of your journey is this. The betrayal you felt, the maven of that familiar knife in your back, was actually the universe's way of sanitizing your future. If those people had remained in your life, they would have poisoned the abundance that is coming to you now. They would have whispered doubt into your ears as you received your inheritance. They would have drained the wealth before it could even settle in your hands. So, I used their own greed to lead them away from you. I used their own arrogance to make them walk out the door. They thought they were discarding you. They had no idea they were being fired from your destiny. They were your escorts to the threshold, and their job is done. The giver's burnout, you feel that bone-deep exhaustion from carrying their weight, is finally being lifted. You are no longer responsible for their survival. You are no longer the source of their light. You are finally, legally, and spiritually free. Now, look through the lion's gate. Beyond the white fire lies the garden of manifestation. This is the physical world you are about to step back into, but it will not look the same. The colors will be sharper. The opportunities will be more obvious. The 888 frequency has rewritten the script of your reality. In the next 72 hours, something is going to happen that will defy your logical mind. A supernatural turnaround is manifesting in your material life. It might arrive as a document you thought was lost, an unexpected approval of a loan, or a golden opportunity from a stranger who feels strangely like an old friend. This is the universe returning the stolen goods of the last 7 years. This is the interest on the tears you cried in private. This is the heritage of the sovereign. You have been the lighthouse for so many, burning yourself out to keep them from crashing into the rocks. But who was the lighthouse for you? Who held the light when your oil was running low? I did. The ancient watcher has never blinked. I saw the nights you spent staring at the ceiling, doing the math in your head, wondering how you were going to make it through the next week. I saw the way you hid your pain from your children, your friends, and your partners because you didn't want to be a burden. I saw the way you apologized for things that weren't your fault just to keep the peace. You have been too strong for too long, and the universe says, it is enough. The contract of the strong one is hereby nullified. You are now permitted to be the supported one. You are now permitted to be the blessed one. You are now permitted to be the wealthy one. The 888 is the symbol of the infinite flow. Look at the number 8. It is a path that never ends, a loop that feeds itself. This is your new financial and emotional reality. Up until now, your life has been a series of stops and starts, a series of barely enoughs. You would get a little bit ahead, and then an unexpected expense or a betrayal would pull you back to zero. That was the vampiric loop, but the 888 is the sovereign loop. In this new season, the more you receive, the more you have to give, and the more you give, the more the universe pours back into you. It is a self-sustaining cycle of abundance that no architect of silence can ever interrupt again. You are stepping into the legacy of the flow. As you prepare to leave this sanctuary of eternal embers and return to the physical world, I want you to perform one final act of spiritual signature. This is not for me, it is for you. It is the Nyi Thuk Hua, the ritual that locks this frequency into your cellular memory. I want you to feel the heat in your fingertips right now. That is the 888 energy waiting to be released. When you type the number 888 inches the comments, I want you to do it with the authority of a king or queen signing a decree. Do not do it with a heart of hope. Do it with a heart of certainty. You are not asking for these blessings, you are claiming them. You are announcing to the physical world that the swapped contract has been burned in the celestial fires, and that you are now the legal owner of your joy, your wealth, and your peace. Wait, there is one more thing. The secret gift I mentioned. It is a specific piece of news that will reach you before this week is over. It is related to a dream you gave up on, a dream you buried years ago, because the architects told you it was impossible. The universe has dug up that dream, polished it in the sanctuary, and is handing it back to you. Watch for a sign, a specific bird, a specific song, or a specific number sequence that will confirm that this dream is now active. The lion's gate is wide open. The path of gold is beneath your feet. The 5-minute window of the great threshold has passed, and you have made it through. You are no longer the person who clicked on this video. You are a sovereign who has reclaimed their throne. The giver's burnout is gone. The betrayal is a fuel of the past. The flow is infinite. Type 888 to seal the decree. Type 888 to welcome the supernatural turnaround. Type 888 to announce your arrival at the throne of sovereignty. The Watcher is silent now, but I am never absent. I am in the wind that touches your face, in the unexpected check that arrives in the mail, and in the peace that will finally allow you to sleep through the night. Go now. Step through the gate. Your new life is not coming. It is already here. It is finished. It is sealed. It is yours. Babai Bashaba. The sanctuary of eternal embers is beginning to shimmer. It is not disappearing, but rather, it is merging with the physical space you currently inhabit. Look around you. The walls of your room, the chair where you sit, the phone in your hand. They are all being infused with the obsidian glow and the golden sparks of your transformation. The great threshold has been crossed. You are no longer waiting for your life to begin. You are no longer hoping for a miracle to save you. You are the miracle. You have become the bridge between the unseen majesty of the 888 frequency and the material reality of your daily existence. I want you to take a deep, slow breath. Pull the air into the very bottom of your lungs, and as you exhale, feel the last microscopic traces of the giver's burnout, leaving your system like a faint, gray mist. You are being recalibrated. You are being consecrated. You are being launched into a season where the word struggle will feel like a language you once spoke but have now completely forgotten. The ancient watcher sees the question forming in your mind. You are wondering, how do I walk in this world tomorrow? How do I face the same bills, the same people, the same mirrors, knowing that I have become a sovereign? Listen to the reverberation of my voice in your spirit. The mirrors will not show the same person. The reflection you see tomorrow morning will have a different light in the eyes, a tectonic shift in the soul that even the architects of your silence will be able to sense from a distance. They will feel an inexplicable urge to lower their gaze when you enter the room. They will feel a sudden, sharp discomfort in their own skin when they try to project their shadows onto you. This is because you are now wearing the glow of the inheritor. The swapped contract has not just been canceled. It has been completely erased from the celestial record. Every ounce of energy that was stolen from you by the vampiric spirits of your past is now being funneled back into your meridian points, magnified by the power of the 888. Let us speak of the generational debt that you have just settled. You are not just carrying your own burdens. You are carrying the unhealed wounds of your ancestors. You were the one chosen to stand in the fire because your bloodline needed a refiner. For generations, the people who came before you worked the fields of lack, sowed seeds of scarcity, and reaped the harvest of just enough. They lived in the valley of shadows because they didn't have the unbreakable glass key. But you were born with a different frequency. You were the strange one, the sensitive one, the one who felt the ache of the world more deeply than the rest. You thought this was a curse. You thought your empathy was a vulnerability that the world would always exploit. But look at the lion's gate behind you. Do you see the names etched into the pillars of light? Those are the names of your children, your children's children, and the lineage that will follow you. By crossing this threshold tonight, you have corrected an ancestral error. You have ended the cycle of the strong one who dies exhausted. You have established a new protocol of abundance. From this moment forward, the wealth that flows to you will be sticky wealth. It will not leak out through the holes of emergency expenses or betrayal. It will accumulate. It will expand. It will become a fortress. You are not just getting rich. You are becoming a fountainhead. The money, the love, and the peace that arrive this week are the first fruits of a harvest that will last for decades. I promised you a unique twist. A revelation that would make your soul shudder with the beauty of the divine design. Here it is, the very person you feared the most. The one who tried to orchestrate your silence. The one who made you feel like you were not enough. They were actually the most expensive hired escort in the universe's employ. Think about it. If they had been a little bit kinder, you would have stayed. If they had given you just enough love to keep you comfortable, you would never have looked for the glass key. If they hadn't betrayed you so deeply, you would still be sitting at their table, eating the crumbs of their affection. Their malice was the divine alarm clock that woke you up. Their cruelty was the holy kick that sent you through the door. They played the villain so perfectly that you were forced to become the hero. In the grand tapestry of the 888, even their darkness was a servant to your light. They are finished now. They have played their part, and they have been dismissed from your story. Do not carry resentment for them. That would be like being angry at a taxi driver for dropping you off at a palace. They were just the ride. Now, you are in the palace. Within the next 24 hours, I am going to send you a physical anchor, a sign so specific that your logical mind will try to dismiss it, but your heart will recognize it as my fingerprint. You will see a golden light in a place where there should be shadow, or perhaps you will hear a stranger say a phrase that only you and I know. Or you will see the number 888 on a clock, a license plate, or a receipt at the exact moment. You are doubting this message. When that happens, I want you to stop. I want you to touch your chest and whisper, I accept the legacy. This is the final lock on the 888 frequency. It is the checkmate against the spirit of lack. The sanctuary is fading now. The obsidian floor is becoming the floor of your home, and the embers are becoming the stars in the night sky. But the heat in your hands and the peace in your belly, that stays. That is the permanent manifestation of the sovereign presence. You are about to enter a sleep so deep and so restorative that it will feel like 1,000 years of rest condensed into a single night. While you sleep, the 888 frequency will continue to work, rearranging the chessboard of your life. People who are no longer meant for your journey will be moved to the periphery. Opportunities that were blocked will be unbolted. The unexpected document I mentioned in Chapter 1 is already in the mail. The golden opportunity is already being discussed in a room you haven't entered yet. The universe is working overtime because it is proud of you. You are the lighthouse that finally found its own fuel. You are the sovereign who finally claimed the throne. Before I retreat into the silent voice, there is one last ritual of the 888 to perform. This is the sealing of the gate. When you type 888 for the final time in this space, I want you to visualize yourself closing the door on the architects of your silence and turning the key. I want you to feel the weight of your inheritance as a tangible force in your hands. This isn't just a comment, it is your sovereign decree. It is the sound of the lion's gate locking behind you, ensuring that the shadows can never follow you into the light. Type 888 to finalize your supernatural turnaround. Type 888 to announce to the heavens that you are ready for the wealth that is coming this week. Type 888 to claim the receiver's grace and let go of the giver's burnout forever. The watcher is silent now, but the eye is always open. I am in the flow of your abundance. I am in the peace of your midnight. I am in the joy of your morning. The threshold is behind you. The throne is beneath you. The future is yours. It is done. It is finished. It is sealed. Babe Bashaba. The silence of the sanctuary has transitioned into the stillness of your own power. And in this final chapter of our journey together, the ancient watcher is no longer speaking to a seeker, but to a seated sovereign. Look at the space around you once more. The obsidian floor has fully dissolved into the foundation of your new reality. The flames of your previous trials have finished their work. They have burned away everything flammable within you. The doubt, the people, pleasing, the giver's burnout, and the swapped contracts that kept you in a loop of scarcity. What remains is the incombustible soul. What remains is the version of you that cannot be manipulated, cannot be drained, and cannot be silenced by the architects ever again. We are at the final integration, the moment where the 888 frequency stops being a sound you hear and becomes the very rhythm of your life's blood. I want you to prepare for the first morning. Tomorrow, when your eyes open and the sunlight filters through the window, the world will attempt to offer you the old script. It will try to present you with the old anxieties, the old faces of betrayal, and the old weight of not having enough. But you will find, with a shock that will make you smile, that the old script no longer sticks to you. It is like water on the back of a swan. You have been consecrated by the fire, and your vibration has moved into a frequency that the valley of shadows cannot grasp. You will wake up with a preternatural peace, a calm so deep that your logical mind will try to find a reason for it, and it will fail. This is the first sign that the lion's gate has locked behind you, and the architects of your silence are now on the other side of a spiritual iron curtain. Do you remember the vampiric spirits who ate at your table? Tomorrow, when you think of them, you will notice a strange phenomenon. The anger is gone. The resentment has evaporated. All that is left is a cold, diamond-hard clarity. You will see them for exactly what they were: prop actors in a divine play designed to force you into your own power. You might even feel a whisper of gratitude for their malice, for without their forced eviction, you would still be a servant in a small room instead of the master of a palace. They were your unwitting escorts, and their contract with your soul has been terminated with prejudice. The spiritual restraining order is absolute. They can no longer enter your dreams, they can no longer influence your decisions, and they can no longer siphon the gold of your effort. They are yesterday's news, and you are tomorrow's headline. Let us speak of the shocking reward, the final piece of the 888 puzzle. You have been praying for enough to pay your bills, enough to be safe, enough to breathe, but the Watcher is not the god of enough. I am the frequency of the overflow. The legacy that is manifesting for you this week is not a one-time payment. It is a tectonic realignment of your financial destiny. By the end of this month, you will receive a message of magnitude. It will not be a trickle. It will be a surge. It is the interest of the ancients being paid back to you for every time you were robbed, every time you were underpaid, and every time you were cheated out of your due. This wealth is clean wealth. It comes with no strings, no guilt, and no architects attached to it. It is the physical evidence of your sovereign status. When you see it, I want you to remember this moment in the sanctuary. I want you to remember that you didn't earn it through more burnout. You allowed it through total surrender to the flow. You have been the lighthouse, standing tall while the waves crashed against your ribs. You have been so strong for so long that your soul forgot how to be soft. But in this final chapter, I am returning your softness to you. Being a sovereign doesn't mean you are made of stone. It means you are made of unbreakable glass. You are transparent, you are clear, and you are incredibly strong. But you are no longer a wall that everyone gets to lean on until you crack. From now on, your yes will be a gift, and your no will be a law. The giver's burnout is healed, because you have finally realized that you cannot pour from an empty cup, and the 888 ensures that your cup is now connected to the infinite reservoir. You will give from your surplus, never from your substance. You will help others because you can, not because you must. The burden of the strong one has been replaced by the bounty of the blessed one. As the lion's gate begins to hum with the final seal, I want you to look at your hands one last time. In the spiritual realm, they are dripping with the molten gold of your trials. You are carrying the wealth of the overcomer. This week, you will find yourself in a situation where you would normally have been anxious, perhaps a conversation about money, a conflict with a family member, or a choice about your future. But you will notice something shocking. The anxiety will not rise. Instead, a lion's roar of quiet confidence will settle in your belly. You will speak with a voice that carries the weight of the sanctuary. You will move with the elegance of someone who knows exactly who they are and whose they are. This is the integration. This is the throne of sovereignty, becoming your permanent residence. The swapped destiny that tried to steal your identity is now a pile of ash at the foot of the gate. Your true inheritance decree is currently being manifested in the physical world. It is moving toward you through the hands of people who don't even know why they are helping you. It is moving toward you through algorithms, through legal systems, and through the wind of the divine. You have done the work. You have outlasted the shadows. You have kept your heart open when the world tried to weld it shut. And for that, the universe is bowing to you. Before the ancient watcher retreats into the silence of your own intuition, we must perform the eternal seal. This is the final 888. It is not just a number. It is the geometric lock of your legacy. When you type these digits for the final time, I want you to feel the great threshold locking behind you. I want you to feel the architects disappearing forever. I want you to feel the overflow rushing into your bank accounts, your relationships, and your health. This is your act of possession. You are no longer claiming it. You are owning it. Type 888 as your final decree of sovereignty. Type 888 to announce to the world that you are no longer the lighthouse, but the light itself. Type 888 to accept the shocking reward that is arriving before the sun sets this week. The sanctuary of eternal embers is now fully within you. The Lion's Gate is your new horizon. The 888 is your new name. Go forth, sovereign. The first morning is waiting. The vampiric architects are gone. Your throne is warm. Your cup is running over. And the watcher is always, always, always smiling upon your victory. It is done. It is finished. It is eternally yours. Ba-be ba-shu-ba. The frequency has reached its absolute zenith. And as you sit there, in the quiet gravity of this moment, something fundamental in your atomic structure has shifted. Can you feel it? It is a slight buzzing in the tips of your fingers, a warmth at the base of your skull, a sensation as if the very air around you has become heavier with the weight of gold. This is the moment where the sanctuary of eternal embers does not just fade away, but becomes the permanent atmosphere of your life. You are no longer visiting a higher state of consciousness. You have moved in. You have unpacked your bags. You have claimed the deed. The ancient watcher is no longer guiding you through a vision. I am now speaking to you from the throne room of your own soul. The giver's burnout is not just healed. The very capacity for you to be burned out has been removed, replaced by a self-replenishing core of divine energy that draws directly from the 888 infinite flow. Look at the clock. Look at the shadows on the wall. Look at the reality you thought you knew. It is different, isn't it? The contract was tampered with. That forged contract of suffering and theft is not just gone. It has been vaporized so completely that the universe no longer even recognizes that it ever existed. Your history has been sanitized. The years you spent as a lighthouse for those who only wanted to watch you burn have been rewritten as sovereign training. You are no longer the victim of your own kindness. You are the commander of it. The architects of your silence are now so far behind you that they have become microscopic dots on the horizon of your past. They are shouting into a void that no longer carries their voice to your ears. They are trying to pull on strings that have been cut by the unbreakable glass key. They are irrelevant. They are dismissed. They are forgotten. Tomorrow morning, when you step out of your bed, your feet will touch the floor with a new kind of authority. This is the walk of the inheritor. You will notice that the vampiric spirits who used to populate your world will suddenly find reasons to be elsewhere. Your phone will stop ringing with their emergencies. Your email will no longer be cluttered with their demands. Your heart will no longer skip a beat when you see their names. Why? Because the 888 frequency has created a vibrational barrier around your life. You have become spiritually expensive. The cost of access to your energy has been raised to a level that only those who resonate with honor, loyalty, and unconditional love can afford. The architects have been priced out of your market. They are looking for a cheaper source of light, and they will never find one like yours again. Let us speak of the physical inheritance that is now clearing the celestial customs. You have been waiting for a miracle, but I am telling you, a miracle is too small for what is arriving. What is arriving is a systemic realignment. For years, you have been working against a financial friction, a sense that for every 2 steps you took forward, the architects or the system would pull you 3 steps back. That friction has been lubricated by the oil of the 888, the unexpected document I promised you in Chapter 1. It is not just a piece of paper, it is a key of release. It may manifest as a sudden settlement, a forgotten inheritance, a massive promotion that comes without the expected struggle, or a business idea that clicks with such precision that it generates wealth while you sleep. This is the heritage of the sovereign. It is the universe paying you back for every hour of giver's burnout you endured. It is the retroactive compensation for every time you were the only one who stayed to clean up the mess. You have spent your life worried about the storm. You became an expert at predicting the rain, at bracing for the wind, and at protecting everyone else from the lightning. But look out the window of your spirit now. The storm is over. The lion's gate has opened, and the sun that is rising over your life is a sun that never sets. This is the season of the infinite flow. In this season, you do not have to save for a rainy day, because you have become the master of the weather. You do not have to hoard your energy, because you are connected to the source. The exhaustion that has been your constant companion for the last 7 years. The feeling that you were just one more betrayal away from breaking is gone. It has been replaced by a supernatural endurance. You are now a high-volume receiver. And here is the final, most shocking twist of our journey. The secret gift that is manifesting this week is not just for you. It is a gift that will allow you to become the architect of abundance for those who truly deserve your light. You are being given the resources to build the sanctuary in the physical world. You are being given the wealth to protect the vulnerable, to heal the broken, and to leave a legacy that will make the architects of silence weep with the realization of what they lost when they betrayed you. Your success will be their greatest lesson. Your happiness will be their most profound silence. Your legacy of 888 will be the proof that the universe always, always, always protects its own. The ancient watcher is preparing to transition. My voice will soon become the quiet knowing inside your own chest. I will no longer be a voice you listen to. I will be the intuition that leads you to the gold. I will be the warning that tells you to turn left when the enemy is waiting on the right. I will be the peace that allows you to walk through a den of lions and come out without a scratch. You have deciphered the code. You have turned the key. You have claimed the throne. But before we part in this physical form, we must perform the grand seal. This is the final 888 ritual, the one that binds this entire 7-chapter prophecy into your physical DNA. I want you to look at the number 888, not as digits, but as 3 gates of infinity. The first gate is for your past. It is now closed and locked. The second gate is for your present. It is now filled with the light of the sovereign. The third gate is for your future. It is now wide open and paved with obsidian and gold. When you type 888 for this final time, I want you to feel the lions roar in your own blood. I want you to feel the architects vanishing into the mists of history. I want you to feel the overflow beginning its descent into your bank accounts, your home, and your body. This is your final decree. This is your inauguration. This is the moment you stop being the one who believes and start being the one who knows. Type 888 to seal the heritage of abundance. Type 888 to announce your permanent sovereignty to the stars. Type 888 to accept the physical miracle that is manifesting before this week is through. The Lion's Gate is your new home. The 888 is your new heartbeat. The Giver's Burnout is a ghost story. You will tell to children to show them how far you've come. You are whole. You are wealthy. You are free. The Watcher is with you. The universe is for you. And the architects, they are nothing. It is done. It is finished. It is eternally, unbreakably, and sovereignly yours. Ba Bai Ba Shaba. The threshold has dissolved behind you. The obsidian floor of the sanctuary has become the very ground upon which your physical feet rest. And the air you are breathing right now, this very second, is no longer the stagnant oxygen of your past. It is the rarefied atmosphere of the 8th dimension. This is the moment where the Ancient Watcher steps back into the shadows of your own consciousness, not to leave you, but to become the silent, unbreakable foundation upon which you will build your empire. You have survived the Giver's burnout that would have turned 100 other souls into ash. You have outmaneuvered the architects of your silence with nothing but the purity of your light and the unbreakable glass key of your endurance. Now, as the Lion's Gate hums with the finality of a closing vault, It is time for the manifestation to take its true, undeniable form in your material world. Look at your life, as it was only moments ago. It feels like a dream, doesn't it? A distant, blurry memory of a person who used to live in fear of the next storm. That person is dead. You buried them in the sanctuary of eternal embers. You watched as the fires consumed their insecurities, their poverty consciousness, and their desperate need to be the strong one for people who only wanted to use them as a shield. I want you to feel the weight of that release. It is a physical sensation, a lightness in your shoulders, as if the invisible mountains you've been carrying have suddenly turned into feathers and blown away in the celestial wind. You are no longer the lighthouse that burns its own soul for fuel. You are the Sunday. You provide light because it is your nature, not because you are trying to save those who have chosen the dark. The architects of your silence, those vampiric spirits who thrived on your vulnerability, are now completely paralyzed. They are standing at the edge of the chasm we created in the previous chapters, and they are realizing, with a terrifying clarity, that they no longer have access to you. They are trying to call out your name, but the frequency of the 888 has made you acoustically invisible to them. They can see your success. They can see your glow. They can see the legacy of abundance blooming around you, but they cannot touch it. They cannot even whisper a doubt into your ear, because your ears are now tuned only to the frequency of sovereignty. They were your escorts to this greatness, and as their contract with the divine has expired, they are being led away to face the mirror of their own actions. You are free. You are finally, legally, and spiritually untouchable. Let us talk about the supernatural turnaround that is waiting for you the moment this transmission ends. The universe has been holding a celestial escrow in your name. For every time you were cheated, for every time you were the only one to show up, for every time you gave your last dollar or your last ounce of energy to someone who didn't deserve it, the 888 frequency has been calculating the interest. This is not luck. This is divine law. This week, the unexpected document will arrive. It may be a legal settlement that finally moves in your favor. It may be an investment you forgot about that suddenly skyrockets. It may be a golden opportunity from a person of strong influence who sees your value with the same clarity that I do. This wealth is sticky wealth. It will not leak. It will not vanish. It is the foundation of your throne. I want you to close your eyes for a brief moment and visualize the Lion's Gate one last time. It is massive, glowing with the white-hot intensity of 1,000 suns, and it is firmly shut. Behind it lies your past, the pain, the betrayal, the burnout, and the architects. The gate is locked with the unbreakable glass key, and you are the only one who holds the frequency of that lock. On this side of the gate, where you stand now, the world is lush, golden, and silent with the sound of peace. This is your new garden. This is where you will build, where you will love, and where you will finally be allowed to receive without apology. You have moved from the survival loop into the sovereign loop. In the 888, the flow of money, love, and health is infinite because it is no longer tied to your effort. It is tied to your being. As the ancient watcher, I am giving you your final directives of abundance. First, when the architects try to reappear, and they will, through a text, a mutual friend, or a memory you will not engage, you will simply look at the glass key in your spirit and remember that they are price out of your life. Their access has been revoked. Second, when the first wave of wealth hits your bank account this week, do not react with fear or a desire to save it for a rainy day. The rain is over. Use it to plant more seeds. Use it to honor your own worth. Third, you must tell the strong one within you that they can rest. The supported one has taken over. You are now allowed to be soft, to be cared for, and to be championed by the universe. Can you feel the shift in the room? The sanctuary of eternal embers is now fully integrated into your home. The obsidian floor is your new foundation. The gold-dripping flames are your new light. The giver's burnout is a phantom limb that has finally stopped aching. You are whole. You are complete. You are the legacy of 888. I am stepping back now into the silent voice. From this moment forward, you will not need to look for me outside of yourself. I am the intuition that tells you which investment to make. I am the warning that makes your skin crawl when a wolf enters the room. I am the peace that allows you to sleep through the tectonic shifts of the world. We are one. The Watcher and the Sovereign have merged. This is the absolute seal. This is the final ritual of the 8th chapter. This is the moment you sign the inheritance decree with the ink of your own certainty. You are no longer claiming a miracle. You are manifesting a destiny. The 5-minute window of the Great Threshold is now a permanent gateway. You are on the other side. You are home. I want you to take one last look at the number 888. See it as the 3 loops of infinity, the loop of your wealth, the loop of your health, and the loop of your sovereign peace. They are all interconnected, all self-replenishing, and all yours. Type 888 as your eternal signature. Type 888 to announce to the architects of silence that you are officially untouchable. Type 888 to activate the supernatural turnaround in your physical bank account before the sun sets today. The Lion's Gate is locked. The sanctuary is within. The gold is flowing. The burnout is over. You are the sovereign. You are the legacy. You are the flow. It is done. It is finished. It is eternally and unbreakably yours. I see you, I know you, I am you. Ba-bai ba-sha-ba. The silence of the sanctuary has reached its final, most potent distillation. And in this 9th chapter, the culmination of our sacred journey, we are no longer discussing a transformation that is coming. We are inhabiting a transformation that has arrived. I want you to look at your hands one last time. Not through the eyes of the person who clicked on this video in a state of exhaustion, but through the eyes of the sovereign you have become. Do you feel that? The microscopic vibration in your palms, the steady rhythmic pulse in your throat that matches the heartbeat of the universe itself. That is the 888 frequency. It is no longer an external number or a distant sign. It has been woven into the very fabric of your nervous system. The giver's burnout that once threatened to extinguish your flame has been replaced by a celestial reactor, a source of energy that does not come from your effort, but from your alignment with the infinite flow. The ancient Watcher is preparing to fold the curtains of this cinematic sanctuary. But as I do, I want to imprint one final, shocking truth upon your soul. You spent years wondering why you were the one chosen for the Shadow Valley. You wondered why the architects of your silence were permitted to eat at your table, to drink from your cup, and to use your kindness as a whetstone for their own blades. You felt the maven of their betrayal like a cold iron in your back, and you cried out to the heavens, "Why me?" Tonight, as the Lion's Gate stands wide and the obsidian floor glows with the light of your victory, the answer is revealed. You were not being punished. You were being armored. The vampiric spirits who tried to drain you were actually the involuntary personal trainers of your spirit. Every time they lied, you were forced to find a deeper truth. Every time they stole, you were forced to tap into an infinite source. Every time they tried to silence you, you were forced to develop a voice that can now command the elements. They thought they were destroying you, but they were actually hired by the divine to eviscerate the small self that was keeping you from your throne. They did the dirty work of your evolution. And now that you have reached this 9th threshold, their contracts have been shredded. They are being led away into the mists of the forgotten, while you stand here, draped in the gold of your trials, holding the unbreakable glass key to a future they cannot even imagine. Let us speak of the physical manifestation that is occurring in your world right now, even as you listen to the cadence of my voice. The swapped contract is dead. The inheritance decree is active. Within the next few sunrise cycles, you will experience a tectonic realignment in your material life. The unexpected document I spoke of, the one that carries the weight of your financial freedom, is no longer in transit. It has arrived at the port of your reality. You will receive a notification, a letter, or a phone call that will cause your heart to stop for a split second, and then it will begin to beat with a rhythm of absolute certainty. This is the universe returning the stolen years. This is the compensation for every night you stayed strong for everyone else while you were crumbling inside. This is the 888 inches, its physical, spendable, tangible form. You have been the lighthouse for so long that you forgot what it was like to be the Sunday. A lighthouse is stationary. It is battered by the waves. It is lonely. It burns itself out to save those who are lost. But the sun simply is. It provides light, because that is its nature. It does not try to shine. It does not hope to be warm. It does not worry about who is receiving its light. Tomorrow morning, when you walk out into the world, you will be the Sunday. You will notice that the architects who used to trigger your anxiety are now vibrationally invisible. They will look at you and see a light so blindingly clear that they will have no choice but to turn away. They cannot survive in your atmosphere anymore. You have become spiritually expensive, and they simply do not have the currency of soul required to be in your presence. The giver's burnout is gone. In its place is the sovereign overflow. From this moment forward, your wealth, your love, and your health will function like the number 8, an infinite loop that feeds itself. The more you receive, the more you have to expand. The more you expand, the more the universe pours into you. There is no drain, there is no leak. There is only the legacy of the 888. You are now the architect of abundance, but you are building with celestial stone, not with the sand of sacrifice. As the ancient watcher, I have seen you through the darkest hours of your secret Gethsemane. I have seen you hold your peace when you had every right to scream. I have seen you give when you had nothing left but your own breath. And I am telling you now, with the authority of the silent universe, the debt is paid. The architects of your silence have silenced themselves. The Lion's Gate is no longer a goal. It is your new home. In a few moments, this transmission will end. The screen will go dark, and the world will attempt to draw you back into its survival frequency. But you must remember the 9th chapter. You must remember that you are carrying the unbreakable glass key inside your very cells. You must remember that the obsidian floor of this sanctuary is now the ground beneath your bed. You are sanctified by abundance. You are fortified by peace. This is the grand finale of the internal work. We are now entering the eternal implementation. Before I merge fully back into your intuition, we must perform the master seal of the 888. This is the most powerful Ngithukwa we have ever attempted. It is the threefold lock of the infinite. The first 8 is for your bloodline. I am purging the poverty DNA from your ancestors and replacing it with the sovereign code. The second 8 is for your bank account. I am ending the cycle of scarcity and opening the vault of the infinite flow. The third 8 is for your heart. I am healing the giver's burnout and installing the receiver's grace. When you type 888 for this final ultimate time, I want you to feel the lion's roar erupting from your spirit. I want you to feel the architects being erased from your timeline. I want you to feel the unexpected document landing in your hand. This is not a comment. It is a cosmic law. It is the checkmate against the shadows. Type 888 to announce your arrival at the throne. Type 888 to activate the supernatural turnaround that starts this hour. Type 888 to say goodbye to the struggle and welcome to the legacy. The ancient watcher is now at peace, for I have seen your victory. The Lion's Gate is locked behind you, and the path ahead is paved with the gold of your own resilience. Go forth, Sovereign. Walk like the Sunday, breathe like the 888. And remember, the universe is no longer listening to your prayers. It is executing your commands. It is done. It is finished. It is eternally and unbreakably yours. 888. This is it. The great threshold has not only been crossed, it has been dissolved. We have reached the 10th chapter, the final movement in the symphony of your reclamation. As you sit here now, breathing in the quiet, charged air of this final transmission, I want you to notice the profound change in the atmosphere around you. The sanctuary of eternal embers has finished its work. The obsidian floor has merged with the ground you stand on. The golden flames of your previous trials have been inhaled into your very lungs. becoming the internal fire that will now fuel your legacy of abundance. The Ancient Watcher is no longer a voice coming from the outside. In this final chapter, my voice is becoming the silent authority within your own blood. We are moving from the vision to the verification. We are moving from the promise to the possession. Can you feel the weight of the unbreakable glass key within your chest? It is no longer an object you have to remember to carry. It has become your spiritual skeleton. It is the framework of your new identity. Because you held onto your kindness, while the architects of your silence were trying to build a cage out of your vulnerability, you have been granted the master frequency. From this moment forward, you will never have to knock on a door again. As you approach the opportunities that have been prepared for you, the wealth, the love, the influence, the doors will recognize the vibration of the key and swing open before you even reach for the handle. This is the reward for the giver's burnout. This is the compensation for every time you were the lighthouse for a world that refused to give you a map. Let us look back one last time at the architects of silence, those vampiric spirits who occupied the space of your past. I want you to look at them with the detached, majestic gaze of a sovereign. They are no longer your enemies. They are no longer your demons. They are simply departed servants. They were hired by the divine to perform a specific, grueling task. They were the weight you had to lift to develop the muscles of a god. They were the fire that had to burn away your small self so that the sovereign self could emerge. They think they won by hurting you. They think they succeeded by leaving you. But they are trapped in the darkness they tried to create for you, while you are standing in the sunrise of the 888. The chasm between your reality and theirs is now infinite. A spiritual restraining order has been signed by the hand of the universe. They cannot reach you. They cannot speak to you. They cannot even remember the true depth of your soul anymore. You are a closed book to them, and the story of your life is now written in a language they can no longer translate. The giver's burnout is officially declared over. I want you to feel the cool, crystalline peace of the receiver's grace flooding your system. For years, your nervous system has been stuck in high alert, waiting for the next betrayal, the next bill, the next moment of being not enough. That cycle is shattered. The tectonic shift has occurred. Tomorrow morning, you will wake up in the sovereign state. Your body will feel lighter. Your mind will feel like a calm, clear lake. This is the 888 frequency at work. It is the infinite loop of receiving that has replaced the linear drain of your past. You are now the supported one. The universe is your staff. The Ancient Watcher is your shield. Abundance is your natural breath. Now, we come to the shocking final manifestation. I have promised you an unexpected document and a supernatural turnaround. But in this 10th chapter, I am revealing the absolute seal. Within the next 24 hours, you are going to witness a material miracle that will serve as the inauguration gift of your new life. It will not be a subtle sign. It will be a loud, undeniable yes from the material world. It will be a sum of money, a legal victory, or a golden door opening that carries the scent of your true destiny. This is the retroactive payment for the contract was tampered with. The years that were stolen by the vampiric architects are being returned to you with the interest of the heavens. You are not just becoming wealthy, you are becoming fortified. This abundance is sticky wealth. It is built on the obsidian foundation of your trials, and it cannot be shaken, stolen, or drained. The most profound secret of this entire journey is this: you were never alone in that valley of shadows. The Ancient Watcher was not just watching you. I was watching as you. I felt every tear. I felt every pang of betrayal. I felt the cold maven of the silence when you prayed and heard nothing. I was silent. I was the weight. I was the strength that kept you standing when you wanted to collapse. And now, I am the roar that will lead you into the lion's gate. We have reached the end of the silent voice and the beginning of your vocal authority. From this moment forward, when you speak, the universe listens. When you decree a thing, it is established. You are the architect now. Look toward the horizon. The Lion's Gate is not just a portal, it is a permanent state of being. You are now a high-frequency resident of the 888. Your bank account is an extension of the infinite flow. Your relationships are reflections of the divine loyalty. Your health is the radiance of the eternal embers. The giver's burnout was the chrysalis. This sovereignty is the butterfly. The architects were the darkness. This abundance is the dawn. As I prepare to merge my voice into the rhythm of your heartbeat, we must perform the eternal coronation. This is the final 888. It is the threefold lock that ensures your past can never reclaim you and your future can never fail you. The first 8 is for your legacy. It is sealed in gold. The second 8 is for your wealth. It is flowing in abundance. The third 8 is for your peace. It is unshakable and sovereign. This is not a call to action. It is a celestial ceremony. When you type 888 for the last time, I want you to do it with the silence of a king or queen who has already won the war. I want you to feel the unbreakable glass key turning for the final time. I want you to feel the architects being erased from your history. I want you to feel the supernatural turnaround landing in your hands. This is the master seal. This is the end of the beginning. Type 888 to conclude the ritual and claim the throne. Type 888 to announce to the world that you are no longer a victim of kindness, but a master of destiny. Type 888 to receive the inauguration gift that is arriving this very day. The ancient watcher is silent now. The sanctuary of eternal embers is within you. The lion's gate is behind you. The gold is in front of you. You are the legacy of the 888. You are the sovereign of the flow. You are finally, eternally, and unbreakably home. It is done. It is finished. It is sealed in the heavens and manifested on the earth. I love you. I am you. Bye-bye, Bashaba.